Good evening to you. I'm going to make a few-minute video and just focus on a few key areas. Make sure to post your research paper proposal to the discussion board, and then I'll look at those and comment on them. And then I actually wanted those by Wednesday night. I noticed that everyone didn't do it yet, so I need to get those. And then by the end of the day on Friday, I'd like you to give feedback to two other students and give them some suggestions or something you might add that would enhance their paper. Make sure, too, as you go through this course, when you go to the wccc.edu portal and you log in and then you go to the library tab, download the library guide. It's about 15 pages long and it gives you lots of good information. Be aware, too, that our reference librarians, we have two of them during the daytime, one in the evening, and on Saturdays, that they are available to assist you. If you ever need to make an appointment, you can call 724-925-4100 and ask to speak to one of the reference librarians, and they will schedule a time for you to come in and work with you. If you want to talk to them on the telephone, you definitely can. Now, when you're like in EBSCOhost or LexisNexis, up in the upper right-hand corner, it'll say Ask a Librarian, so you can certainly ask them a question, and they will respond to you. If you also need help, and it's after regular college hours, you can go to that askherepa.org, which is the state of Pennsylvania site that they have a reference librarian available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they are available, obviously, to help you with any project. I had a student in class a summer or two ago, and he wanted to find information out on philosophers, and so I did not know anything that I could give to the student, so I suggested that he go to that site, and he had a chat with a librarian, and she headed him to some good sites. Actually, he lived in Latrobe, and she recommended to go to the Adams Memorial Library in downtown Latrobe, and he found some great sources. So, you have resources available to you. I also wanted to tell you that obviously EBSCOhost is the best one, in my opinion, for the broader array of sources. And there's two different options. The one option will even give you ebooks. LexisNexis gives you medical and legal information, which is quite good. And then finally, encyclopediabritannica.com, or at the site there, you can get encyclopedia articles, you can get images, you can get websites, you can get periodicals. So it's a good all-purpose place to begin, in my opinion, and I would strongly suggest that you consider looking there. One of our former reference librarians always would tell students that's a great place to start because it can lead you to other places. There's also a few other databases that you might want to check out. There's one that's like Reference Desk, or it's something like that, but it's one of the ones that is available in there. If you are having a hard time with any medical terms or so on, you can always go to dictionary.com, and that'll obviously be very, very helpful to you. But the idea is obviously consider doing some interviews with your paper. So like primary sources, which would be like interviews, surveys, questionnaires, observations, focus groups. But anytime you get to talk to people that have a particular disease or illness, that is very, very helpful. Like if you were doing depression and talking to people that have depression, that's good. If you wanted to talk to a psychologist or a psychological nurse, that is very, very helpful. Same thing like with a nutritionist, if you were doing something related to cancer and dealing with the aftermath of radiology, or not radiology, of radiation. So, that would be really, really good. Obviously, secondary sources are websites, books, periodicals, which are newspapers, magazines, journals, trade publications, and so on. And then the tertiary sources would be encyclopedia articles. If you see sources coming up over and over again, you should definitely consider them because they are ones that experts obviously feel are the preeminent sources in the field. As you go further into your research and as you start to write it and start to work on the different drafts, let other people read your writing, but as much as possible, when you have some free time and when you're talking to someone, say, I'm writing a research paper on depression, and these are some of the topics and these are some of the main areas that I'm focusing on. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about it. Sometimes in doing that, it really does help you, and it does give you a stronger focus. But whatever you do, make sure to have other people proofread your writing, because sometimes you read something over and over again and you might not be able to pick up some of the errors that you make yourself. Please be sure that you use your handbook. Your handbook is obviously very good. For your works cited pages, you can use easybib.com. In Microsoft Word, there's in the references section. You can also create citations there. YouTube would explain that to you. So I just really wanted to emphasize to you, use your time productively. Do not get behind in this class. Stay on top of your work. If you ever have problems with the feedback or suggestions that I have, you can always email me. But certainly you can call me, and you have my cell phone number, and I would welcome any calls or any questions that you have. So I'm here to help you, and I hope you have a successful semester. Thanks.